Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Once again, my name is Brandon. I'm an acting and performance coach, and today we have another line jumper. How dare you? It's so rude. No, I'm just playing. I'm kidding. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. This one comes straight from Michael. He jumped the line at buymeacoffee.com/that'snotacting and requested a performance by Miss Celine Dion of I Surrender from the 2007 Live in Las Vegas performance, concert, something. I don't know. We'll see. My knowledge of Miss Dion goes about as far as the Titanic soundtrack. I know that may be hard for some of you to believe. I know very little about Miss Dion, so this will be a true first-time reaction. I'm excited to get into it. I know she's amazing. Don't get me wrong. I know she's incredible, but I don't know much detail about her life. So, with all that being said, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Check the description for my social media links, including a link to the Patreon. If you're not interested in that, there's also a link to several other ways that you can support the channel without having to subscribe to anything. So I know some people just don't like doing that. There's also the link down there for buymeacoffee.com/that'snotacting, which is how this video got reacted to. If you want to have an opportunity to have your reaction done, if you want it done sooner rather than later, that's where you want to be. All that being said, let's just jump into this one. Celine Dion, I Surrender from the 2007 Live in Las Vegas, A New Day concert, I think. Concert. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, we have some interpretive dance. I love interpretive dance. If you've seen my videos on Loic Noté, you know I love interpretive dance.
There's so much life I've left to live, and this fire's burning still. When I watch you look at me, I think I could find a way.
We love an artist.
Stand for every dream and forsake this solid ground.
I like that little flip.
And give up this fear within. What would happen if they ever knew I'm in love with you?
Nice agility. Okay, so first of all, just really quickly as we're first getting into it now, I do pause, I do talk in the middle of these things. I talk during and throughout. It's partly because of copyright issues and concerns, and it's partly because that's what I'm here for. There will be a link to the original video in the description down below if you want to just watch it without interruption. I get it. But here, we talk about it. So what we're going to talk about right now is, first of all, the voice is beautiful. Of course, obviously, it's Celine Dion, right? I love that little flip she had on the onset of just the beginning of one of her phrases. She showed some nice agility toward the end. I like the production. The overall production value of this is really interesting. It's got all of these dancers. I'm assuming who are all dancers standing around. I love that. I'm a big theater guy. I'm a big visual arts guy. Love this thing, sort of the aesthetic of it all. Very classy, but talking about her performance, she's getting into it. That's what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing her get into it. We're just at the beginning, so there's really no way that you can like really critique something yet. But that's what I'm saying right now. That just watching her at the beginning of this, we are getting into the moment. We're getting into the character, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
'Cause I surrender everything to feel the chance to leave.
This melody is familiar.
Reach to you. I know you can feel it too. We'd make it through 1,000 dreams. I still believe I'd make you give them all to me. I'd hold you in my arms.
So thin. Delicate.
I surrender.
Okay, so now the little that I've heard of Celine Dion, of course, is these really big songs. My Heart Will Go On, really big, bold songs. And these are some pretty lofty notes, some pretty hefty notes, but she's delivering them with some fragility, a lot of sort of a thin sound to them, rather than like a big, bold, full sound, which, you know, it's lend itself to being bold and being abrasive or domineering or really strong. She's representing, I think, the message of the song very well in the timbre of her voice, in the style that she's choosing to sing in. Okay, I'm gotta be honest. You guys know, if anybody knows, It's the Angelina Jordan fans out there. But I'm going to be honest, I'm not loving some of her choices physically. Again, we're at the very beginning of the song, right? And something that needs to be made clear is that I am not necessarily critiquing the artists that I'm watching just for the sake of doing that. For instance, if you watch a vocal coach react to these things and they maybe find something that was done that looks a little flawed or could be done better or is indicative of a dangerous precedent, they'll talk about it. They're not necessarily critiquing these professional powerhouses. They're sharing what they know so that if there's anybody out there watching who's interested in pursuing this kind of art, that they can perhaps hear something that might be useful to them in the future. Because as anybody will tell you, you have to know the rules before you can break them. Now, Miss Dion here, I'm guaranteed knows the rules. So whatever she decides to do is what she decides to do, and I'm going to believe that her fans love it, most likely. I'm going to believe that people around her have critiqued it and have thought about it, and they've worked it through and they've planned for it. These are not decisions usually that get made on the fly. I wasn't crazy about the sort of melodramatic, like slightly melodramatic gesture that she had right there. It felt a little forced. It felt sort of out of nowhere, like she was singing, and then all of a sudden she just had got this posture. I'll go back to it really quickly and show you what I mean. Right here.
I surrender.
Did you see it? Let's go back one more time. Go back a little bit further. Very intense. I love this moment. I love this. Very intense. That's genuine. It's raw, and then she's very performative. Just that one gesture, she even pulled out of it really quickly. I didn't mind the flip of the dress. I thought that was sort of dramatic in a good way and nice. But there was something about after the dress was flipped and then she kind of just took this pose for a minute. It felt very artificial. I didn't love that to death, but everything before that was really great. There was a ton of intensity in the face. That's just one critique. I would caution anybody who's new to stage performance from pulling themselves out of a natural place like she was in when she was singing, and her facial expressions were focused and intense in order to perform a specific gesture or movement that you've rehearsed. I would caution against that, doing it sparingly and only doing it, I would suggest, with the input of people you trust looking on from the outside, who aren't just going to tell you what you want to hear, but people who will really be honest with you. It can be a murky ground, because once you lose an audience, they're lost. Now, she's not in danger of losing her audience, obviously, so it's not as much of a concern for her. I have no problem with any of this. This is nice.
Now I need to live the truth right now. There's no better time. From this fear I will break free, and I live again with love. You know they can't take that away from me.
Strong, strong, strong.
They will see. Yeah.
I love the way her voice is represented in her body. I love the way when she pops or draws something out or crescendos or whatever she's doing with her voice at the time, you can see it reflected in her body, whether it's her arm, her shoulders, her lungs, her head, sudden movements and the swelling movements. It's all connected to her voice. And I think that's beautiful. And it's exactly where you want to be when performing music in front of an audience. Okay, couple of things right here. First of all, I'm going to get back to the good things, right? There's one thing that I wasn't crazy about right here, but it was not on her at all. I don't know if this was a set design thing. I don't know who they're using. I didn't love that her back was to the audience for so long. Again, this has nothing to do with Celine Dion herself. This is not a decision that she could have simply made on her own. Most likely it was, unless she's like really, really rigid and just micromanages everything. I mean, this is a huge production. It takes a bunch of people to get done. I would have liked to have seen the staircase perhaps extend a little further out and her be able to move a little more east to west rather than completely back facing the audience and just walking straight up the other way. Again, not on her. I would have liked to have seen her as she was singing some of those notes because there wasn't a break. Maybe there will be, but there hasn't been a break in the lyrics long enough for her to get up those stairs without having to sing a significant number of lyrics facing away from the audience. So I really would have liked to have seen her not turned away for so long. Now, that aside, I love that they did choreograph it so that whenever she did hit the top of the stairs, it was right before that one moment, right before the I surrender, and then she pulled up and she sustained, and that note, this note, not even the note, watch the face.
Surrender.
Look at that face. That is more than just, I'm reaching for a note. This is expression. I've said the word before. I'll say it again. Expression is Expression is where we're at. Expression is what we're looking for. We're expressing emotion. We're expressing intent. We're expressing desire, passion, pain, sorrow, joy, fear. We're expressing. And whenever we express, then we infect. And what she's doing right now is she is taking everything, like she's taking a ton of air, using all these muscles, all these contraptions, and generating this great sound. But what she's doing beyond the physical making of noise is she is pooling, drawing in, and then allowing to explode outward the emotion, the passion, the intensity that comes from behind these lyrics, that is propelling these lyrics. And that's what affects an audience. And she is apparently very, very good at it. We're going to go back again and watch that.
I surrender.
That look is great.
Get longer. And this fire's getting stronger, babe. I swallow my pride. Love your life. Can't you hear my call? I surrender.
See that? Is that a thing? Did she do that often? That was affecting.
Reach to you. I know you can feel it too. We'd make it through 1,000 dreams. Oh, still believe.
Sing, girl. Those moments are what get me excited. Did you see that look on her face? I'm sold. I'm sold. You remember how I said in the beginning that it's really too early to critique this kind of thing, and it felt like, but maybe we're just building up, right? We're building. Well, we've built. There's foundation, right? We've laid the studs. They've done the drywall. Now it's just painting. Now we're just having fun and we're expressing. It's great. I'm sorry. I'm getting really excited. Let's. Did I back up already? I may have. Let's go back and watch that one more time.
Reach to you. I know you can feel it too. We'd make it through 1,000 dreams.
These dancers, man. Look at this face. That face.
I'll hold you in my arms and never let go.
Intensity.
I surrender.
And it still gives way to this like more fragile feeling. Yeah, I like that.
Right now, I give my life to live again.
I've made my decision.
Take me, my everything. I surrender all to you.
An absolute resolution.
Right now, I give my life to live again.
That was gorgeous. Okay, stop. I know it. I just heard something else. We got to go back just a little bit because that little run was gorgeous.
Right now.
expression. Laser focus. Oh, hold it, girl. Wow. Okay, stop it, breathe. You gotta breathe sometime. Whoa. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm sold. Look, I just made a lot of really weird noises. Made some really weird noises. This is what happens to me sometimes. Okay, I get really into it. I've been told. You guys have told me you get too impressed by things. No, I understand. Okay, I can't help it. This is just who I am. All right, and artistic achievement excites me, and that was exciting. It was a little bit of a slow starter, but most of that, I think, a lot of that might be because I'm so unfamiliar with her. I think that she obviously has these tools. She obviously knows what she's doing. She is not, she's been doing this for a while. She has perfected her craft. So all of that happened in the beginning was kind of what I was hoping that it would turn out to be, which was just a slow build. Everybody has their own style. Everybody has their own sort of technique to getting to where they need to be, to affecting an audience the way they want to. And that is a perfectly legitimate route to take. It's just like in singing. A singing coach will tell you anytime that, hey, you don't want to start out at 10 because you have nowhere to go. You don't want to start out with your biggest notes and your craziest runs. You want to build into that. And that's what she did physically. That's what she did in the performance, which is what I see. It's what I know about. So that's what I saw early on, and she built into it beautifully. The transition from where she started to where she ended up was smooth and then peaked. It was great. It was we had this great arc going up. So I'm excited about that. That was wonderful. Michael, that was a great suggestion. I'm so glad that you jumped the line for this one. It was a lot of fun. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to react to for you in the future. I'll do my best to get to it. Things get a little bogged down here on YouTube, and I just can't get to everything all the time. So if you really want to hear something, then check out that link in the description, buymeacoffee.com/thatsideacting, where you can jump the line and get something done pronto. Other than that, join the Patreon if you're so inclined, if you want to support the channel. If you want to support the channel but you don't want to do the Patreon thing, that's cool. There are other links for that down below. And yeah, I mean, this was great. I don't know what else to say except to remember to please be kind to each other. And most importantly, be kind to yourself.